What is good, Neo family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Neo stock and help you guys better understand the price action of Neo. I'm also going to talk about the overall stock market and what's going on with, the Fed and Ukraine and China, as all these things can affect the market and Neo going forward. I'm also going to talk about what Neo put on their Twitter page that still makes me very bullish for the future of this company despite the red we are seeing right now. Now, before I get into any more details, before I talk about what you should be anticipating, I do have to mention a couple of very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to get a free Neo share. So if you want a free Neo share and access to trading on the Hong Kong exchange, which means that you could buy Neo from there, please check out the offer down below. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Neo, it's down about 12.26% for the day. It got absolutely hammered, but don't just throw shade at Neo, guys. You have to remember, Tesla was down almost 4% as well. The IWM is down over 2%. AMC is down over 5%. I mean, everything left and right essentially is in the red. I mean, the entire market is just taking hit after hit after hit. And for Neo, we are taking a big hit due to many factors that just came out. And I have to discuss them in a lot of detail. So right now, the market is driven on fear. The entire market is dropping. It's not just Neo, but the entire market is very fearful because right now we're very uncertain about how things are going to play out. I also need to talk about this, and this is the Fed. The FOMC is having a big meeting. And the reason this is important is on the 15th, I don't expect too much to be announced, but the 16th is when they're going to be announcing their big monetary changes, the rates at which they're going to be changing interest rates. Are we going to see a 25 basis point hike? Right now, it's most likely the case, but nothing's 100% confirmed until it happens. So we want that certainty. I think this is going to be good for the markets for the upcoming weeks if we do get that 25 basis point hike. So we're going to have to wait on that. Now, right now, the United States, is holding very intense 7-hour talks with China amidst everything that's going on with Russia. And as a result of this, guys, I think that there's so much uncertainty about what's going on with these wars. The whole market, the food shortage that's now rising because of this, and also because in China we're seeing something very sad that's happening. That is the fact that we're seeing another spike in the virus, and they are having more potential lockdowns once again. I don't know if this article is talking about that, but that is something that happened, and as a result, that is causing Neo to actually take a very big hit. I don't think they went into too much details in this article, but that is the truth. And despite that, that is one of the reasons why Neo took a big hit. However, guys, it's not the end of the world quite yet, because you have to remember, I do think that Neo is going to run with the market, and I don't see this as the end of this company. In fact, I see this as a very, very good buying opportunity. Now, I'm not giving financial advice, I'm not promising anything, but all I'm saying is that for me personally, I would be buying in these ranges left and right. We could see a little bit more downside, but I'm going to keep on buying because I'm still very bullish. Now, what on earth are technical indicators showing, and what is going to happen tomorrow and the upcoming weeks? Now, I showed you guys this right here. We were in this downward channel and we ended up dipping even harder. Now, we do see a gap right over here that was created between 1573 and what is that, $16. So I would anticipate that Neo is going to have a run up to past 16 within the next 2 or 3 days quite quickly. Now, the reason I say that is because right now we're seeing this curl from the 1348 EMAs, but then if you bring up the 5-minute, you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. We're starting to see a reverse curl, so we're starting to see that potential flip. And once we get that crossover, that's the indicator that we're going to start a bit of a reversal, at least temporarily. So we're still waiting on that. It's not there yet, but once we get there, I do expect this thing to run a little bit in the green. Now, looking at the 3-month chart, let me bring up some other technical indicators, the DMI, the RSI, and the MACD, just real quick. What we're seeing this big spread between the positive and negative line. That's indicating that we're dropping pretty darn hard. RSI is very oversold at 23.23, and we are seeing the MACD flip with the 9-day moving average. We are seeing this drop right now. So Neo is very oversold. It's dropping very hard right now. but I do see this as a sign for a reversal because the more it drops, the more it's a little bit like a slingshot, right? It's going to have a big reversal. I'm just not sure if it's going to happen tomorrow or after maybe like 2 days. So we're still going to wait for that. But I do see a reversal coming relatively soon because right now, looking at the 5 day chart, you guys could see that we dropped pretty hard, right? There's a lot of red, but then 1382 is holding up pretty strongly. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to hold up. It does look like we could end up dropping a little bit lower. We could go as low as the 1350, but we may get a bounce after that. And then slowly within the next 2 days, I do expect Neo to actually run up a little bit to right over here. Like I said previously, we could run right back up to the 14s relatively soon and slowly go up and up and up and up, almost all the way up to 16, which is where we have that gap if you bring up the 2 hour candles. And I do think we're going to fill that gap in the next couple of days. Now, I know it's a little bit hard to see, and I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. It may take a couple of days for us to fill that gap. But once we get to that point, which is like right here, once we get there, it's going to be pretty good going forward. Now, it is dependent on what happens at the FOMC meeting. So we're still waiting on that, guys. We have to wait for what is announced. And if the Fed is not as hawkish as some people want it to be, if they're a little bit more on the dovish side, that could be pretty good, pretty darn good for the market because at the end of the day, stocks can only fall so much. I don't see Neo getting delisted. I think that if anything, investing through a Hong Kong exchange, whether it's through Moomoo or some other platform, it gives you the ability to keep on buying into this company and not have to worry about, those types of fears. But anyways, I don't see this thing getting delisted. I think we're going to find that bottom. I think we're very close to the bottom. It's going to be either between the 13, maybe as low as 12, and then we're going to get a bounce off of that when the market starts to run up. And I do expect this thing to run well past 16 relatively soon. And it just may take a couple of days to get there. Now, for the short term, I know Neo is dropping. I know this thing is getting hit and people are very sad. But remember, guys, Neo is still a fantastic company. They are fundamentally improving. They're improving their business model. And right here, you guys could see from their ecosystem, co-building plan, clean parks, to their fashion line, learning more about Neo's sustainable initiatives. Once again, they're killing it. They're still crushing it fundamentally. And when it comes to their service for the environment, they're improving the earth, they're improving the environment, they're improving the world. So you have to look at the bigger picture. Yeah, we could be red. Maybe we'll be red for the month. Maybe. Maybe it'll take many weeks for us to recover. But for the long term, look at the long term. In the long term, this thing is going to run very, very hard. Let me bring up the max chart and show you. Look at how this thing was back in 2020. This was worth $1 a share. We're at 14 still. So if you give this thing time, if you're patient, eventually this thing is going to reverse. It's going to slowly ascend, and eventually we're going to see some big moves. Remember, it's a very manipulated stock. I made other videos about this in the past, and it is a short squeeze target, or it does have that ability, in my opinion, and we're still going to wait on that. But, anyways, I want to thank you all for listening. Like I said in my previous videos, I do expect a green day to come either in the next few days, and once it comes, we're going to see a pretty good run. We have to fill that $16 gap, and for the next upcoming weeks, I do expect us to fill the gap around the $20 range. So be patient. We're just waiting. We're just trading with the market. Tomorrow could really go either way. I do expect us to drop a little bit more before we find that bottom and run up. And then until then, just remain calm, cool, and collected. I thank you all for listening. Have a fantastic rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Neo to the moon, and peace out.